on in because we are here to do the Ready to Love Season 8 reunion. And was this combative enough for you people? Was this combative enough? We've been talking all season long about the word combative. Was this combative? Does it qualify? I think it does. My name is Deborah, and we're going to be here a while, y'all, because I got a lot to talk about for this reunion. So go ahead and grab your favorite drink, because we're going to be here a minute to talk about this Ready to Love reunion, because it had a lot of points that I was just like, oh my goodness. First up, Tommy welcomes everybody. They welcome everybody to the show. Everybody looks good. Everybody got on their Sunday best. They looking good. And Ryder Mae Marie says, yeah, we royalty. What kind of royalty, Marie? African royalty? Are you African royalty? Marie want to be Chris so bad, you could tell. Marie wants Chris's whole life, everybody. His whole life. What kind of African royalty are you, Marie? Are you from Mali, Sierra Leone, Ghana? Which one? Dual citizenship. Which one we gonna do this week? Maybe we done moved over to Uganda or Tanzania. I don't know. Where the hell is Marie in Africa? That's going to be the next show. Where the hell is Marie? And then we see Jessica and Marie sitting on the couch, and shoot, they so far apart. It's almost like he is in Africa and she in Houston. They got so much division, so much space between them. I said, they can't be no couple sitting this far apart. But she close enough to pull that puppet string. Whenever she want him to talk, she got that hand right behind Marie's back. Anytime she want that puppet string pulled, she knows how to pull it. So she close enough to do that. She goes, I'm going to push you a little far away from me, but I'm going to be close enough that anytime I need to press your button, I can. So you can say what I need you to say. Marie is Jessica's puppet. It's so sad to watch. He's such a puppet for her. It first started showing this clip between Sierra and Phil. You know, I came with all these little pet names all season. I call Marie Messy Marie. I'm going to stick with Freestyle and Phil. For Freestyle and Phil, they were showing this clip between Freestyle and Phil and Sierra. And now that we know more about these people, that Sierra told jokes all season, and now we know Freestyle and Phil really wants to be a comedian, now I can see why they didn't get together. Because they will be stealing each other's jokes. Maybe that's why they didn't get together, because like I can't begin with him and he can't begin with her, because then they be trying to steal each other's comedy jokes. You know you can't marry your competition. Now that I know more about Freestyle and Phil, I really say to myself, why did Phil even lock in on Aries in the first place? Think about it. Freestyle and Phil locked in on Aries in the very beginning. We thought it was chemistry. We thought it was organic. But now that I look at it, now that I really know who Freestyle and Phil is, I'm starting to think it wasn't organic. I don't think it was organic. I think it was more planned. Because think about it. Who would Freestyle and Phil really go after? First of all, Freestyle and Phil don't really want no more kids. He really doesn't. And the only women on the show who don't want any kids, there's only a couple of them. That's Aries. I think Aries is done with kids. That's why she and Chris ain't going to go together, because Chris wants more kids. I think Aries doesn't want any more kids. I think Unique doesn't want any more kids. Unique's pet name is going to be Unhealed Unique. That's what I call her all season, Unhealed Unique. Unhealed Unique don't want any more kids. Leanne, remember Leanne went home early. She didn't want any more kids. And then Katarina didn't really want no more kids. I'm going to call Katarina Catch Me a Rich Man Katarina. Catch Me a Rich Man Katarina. So if you really look at all these women, you have Aries, Aries, Unique, Leanne, and Katarina. Now that you know about Phil, what he's doing out here in the world, trying to get a strong, independent black woman to hold him down so he can freestyle it out here and he can be okay changing careers and changing jobs and have a strong, independent woman at home to hold down the fort. Who you think he would pick? He gonna pick Aries. He ain't gonna pick Unique. He is not gonna pick Unique. She's not, nope. He wasn't going to pick Katarina, because Katarina, like I said, is Catch Me a Rich Man Katarina. He wasn't going to pick Leanne. He really didn't have no choice but to pick Aries. Aries really was Phil's only choice. You start to think these people organically chose these other people. They didn't choose them. They chose them to fulfill a reason inside of them of why they want that person. I now know why Phil chose Aries, because he wanted a strong, independent woman who could be okay handling bills by herself, so that he has the opportunity to go around and freestyle in all these careers. Later on, we find out he was in real estate. How many different jobs has Phil had? How old is Phil? 70? Phil done had so many damn careers. Talking about 9 lives of Marie. Phil done had 9 different careers. I'm not talking about 9 jobs. I'm talking about 9 completely different careers. Time you start talking about the curveballs and they start talking about Catch Me a Rich Man, Katarina. They show Christopher coming in and shoot. As soon as Katarina comes on the screen, Janelle cannot hide her disdain for Katarina. She can't hide it. It'd be all over her face. She is not able to hide her emotions. She wears them on her sleeve. And I really don't know why there is just so much contempt for Katarina. I don't know where it went bad. I really don't know where it went bad. But Janelle had some faces this whole episode. I mean, the many faces of Janelle. She was really rolling them out. She was so mad. She was so mad. She acted like they was about to make her do a yoga pose. I was like, Janelle, why are you so mad already? Katarina ain't even said nothing to you. You are already mad. Did they ask you to do a yoga pose? Did they try to turn some tarot cards in front of you? I don't get it. Why already just the sight of Katarina, Catch Me a Rich Man Katarina, is she so upset on the TV screen? They tried to show the little initial connection between Katarina and Herbert. What's going to be my pet? Oh no, my pet name for Herbert was Sloth. Somebody dropped down in my comments when I was calling Herbert slow and I said he's slow as a turtle. They said Herbert's a sloth. That was funny. That was funny. But I'm going to call Herbert unhurried Herbert. That's going to be my next name. The unhurried sloth Herbert. Because he's slow as hell. He is slow as hell. He up here thought he would be a good catch for Katarina because he's tall. Herbert been getting along on his tallness his whole life. He said, I ain't got to do nothing. All I got to do is walk in the room and be taller than every other man in the room. And that's going to give me at least 2 or 3 women. That's why Herbert's slow, because I think he's right. There's so many women who just want a tall man that all Herbert's got to do is walk in the room. And like he said, he's in the 20th percentile. He's going to get at least 2 out of 10 women just because he's tall. But once they find out how slow he is, they're going to be out the door. Catch Me a Rich Man Katarina tried to say unhurried Herbert had a calm demeanor. And he was so calm. No, girl, he was putting you to sleep. He wouldn't put you at ease. She said, oh, he put me at ease. No, girl, he didn't put you to ease. He put you to sleep. The sloth, unhurried Herbert, put you to sleep. I know we all heard of the term being unbothered. You know how when you be on Instagram or TikTok and they go, this is the picture of unbothered. Now we need to show a picture of Herbert and say, this is the picture of being unhurried. So whenever you out in your life and you running around, you got a million things to do, just pull up on your phone a picture of Herbert. And let me tell you, that's going to put you at ease and slow you all the way down. Herbert going to be my inspiration when I feel like my life is spiraling out of control and I got too much to do. I'm going to just put up a picture of Herbert and go, yes, be calm, like unhurried sloth Herbert. And my energy going to come all the way down. Then they showed lying, messy Marie. Marie, remember that date Marie went on? He took everybody on the improv date. I'm starting to realize that Marie is just an actor, period. I've been calling him lying and messy, but Marie has stayed in character this whole season. We thought that improv was just a date. Remember that improv when they went to these characters? We thought it was just a date. No, it's a way of life for Marie. It is a way of life for Marie. Mario's whole life is improvisation. No matter what scenario he comes into, he rolls into that character. That's probably why he went on that improv date and why he took everybody on it, because he knows he's really good at it. He becomes whatever you tell him to be in that moment. Just like that actor teacher told him at the improv date, here's the scenario. I want you to play out this scenario. That's what Marie does all day long, every day. That's why I call him Lion Marie. Lion Marie, because no matter what the situation is, Marie adapts to it. He adapts to it. He becomes whatever he needs to do to fulfill the role of that person. He's an improvisation. Messy Lion Marie is a bona fide actor. He said on this unseen clip over there telling Katarina, I love everything about you. I love your spirit. I love your energy. I love your demeanor. I love your personality. I love everything about you. But girl, I can't choose you because my boss over here with his puppet string, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble if I choose you. Plus, Catch Me a Rich Man, Katarina. I can't be paying all your bills. I cannot be paying all your bills. Catch Me a Rich Man Katarina's over here crying her eyes out. I was like, is she really crying over Marie? Then she said she was crying over her dog because her dog was in the ER. I don't know. Is it a combination of both? I have no idea. But Marie over here talking about, I don't want this relationship to stop. I want it to keep going. But I just got a strong connection with Jessica. I know you do, Marie. I know you got a strong connection. Jessica got a strong connection and a strong leash on a couple of people, Janelle and you. Catch Me a Rich Man Katarina said, unhurried Herbert, the sloth, she got to see this whole new side of him. He's funny. She got to see the funny side of him. He's a grown man in the public. And Herbert chimed and said, yeah, you know what they say, a gentleman in the streets and a in the sheets. I don't know what they say, Herbert. What do they say? Do they say a gentleman in the streets and a sloth in the sheets? I don't know. Can I fill in my own blank, Herbert? Because if I can fill in my own blank to your sentence, I'm gonna say a gentleman in the streets and a sloth in the sheets. That's what I'm gonna say. But then again, Herbert, taking it slow in the bedroom may not be a bad idea. It may not be a bad idea. But in life, no, Herbert. In life, you way too slow. Hurry it up. Hurry it up, Herbert. Apúrate. Is that how they say it in Spanish? Apúrate, Herbert. Apúrate. And then Katarina said Phil is uplifted. I know he is. Phil wants to uplift every woman. Every woman. You know why? He needs to uplift them because they got to be strong to carry him. Katarina said Phil, freestyling Phil, is very uplifting to everyone. Always words of encouragement. Exactly. Because when you're going to need to lean on a person a whole lot, you better uplift them. You better uplift them so they strong, so their shoulders are strong, their legs are strong, their back is strong, because they're going to be carrying a heavy load when they would feel a heavy load. They need to be strong. Phil said, I need to uplift you because I need you to stay encouraged because you can't be taking those sick days off work, no PTO for no mental health days. I need to do all I can to keep you strong, woman. I need to keep you strong and healthy. Even Tommy was like, how the hell did Marie become the choice of everybody? And Marie's like, don't you see me sitting over here? Don't you know who I am? You know how Marie became the choice of everybody? Because he knows how to improv. He knows how to become the choice of everybody. I'm telling you, this whole season was improvisation by Marie. Improvisation. Messy Lion Marie was practicing improvisation the whole entire season. Everybody want to talk about Marie's confidence, his aggressiveness, his assertiveness. It's all an act, people, because let me tell you, you can't be a liar and confident. It doesn't even make sense. How can you lie about who you are, but then say you also confident? No, that's the definition of not being confident. You're so unconfident who you are, you gotta lie about yourself to become confident. I don't want to hear nobody out here telling me how confident and assertive Marie is. That's an actor. That's like me saying Tom Cruise can leap over tall buildings. He's acting. That ain't who the real Tom Cruise is. Tom Cruise is like 4'7", 4 feet 7 inches. He can't really jump over no buildings, but the actor Tom Cruise can. The actor in Messy Marie can do all things. He's all things because he's acting. It's improvisation. It's not the real him. You can't be a confident person, but then stay in character the entire season. Let me see the real Marie, and I'll tell you if he's confident. Let the real Marie show up. But I don't want to hear nobody telling me Marie's confident, assertive, and got all this confidence. No, that's the actor. Actor Marie. Actor Lion Messy Marie. Then Tommy starts saying she thought Catch Me a Rich Man Katarina would be a good match for Quinton. Tommy ain't no matchmaker. Why the heck would Catch Me a Rich Man Katarina go well with Quinton? What's my name going to be for Quinton? Quinton? I'm going to call Quinton In It to Win It Quinton. Because we know he's just here for the game. In It to Win It Quinton. That's going to be his nickname. So how the heck can Catch Me a Rich Man Katarina go with In It to Win It Quinton? Quinton is here just to win the game. He don't really want no Janelle. We know that. He in first year of entrepreneurship. So how the hell is In It to Win It Quinton going to be a good match for Catch Me a Rich Man Katarina? Katarina don't want no kids. She want all the money to go on her. She don't want to split none of the money with no kids. And Quinton said he want 3 or 4 kids. It's not a good match. Tommy, you need to stick to hosting and get away from matchmaking. Maybe that's why the season was so bad. Maybe it was actually Tommy who tried to put these people together. We've been wondering, how is this cast so lousy? They have nothing in common. Now we realize Tommy's probably been the one in charge, and no wonder these matches are horrible, because Katarina and Quinton do not make a good match. Not at all. Then he turned over there back to messy Maria improvisation in character Maria and said, you know, what happened to you and Katarina? You think if you would have had more time, it could have ended differently? He said, yeah, because time was what we was needed. And shoot, Jessica looked at him. She was upset. She went over there and pulled that string on him and said, I didn't tell you to speak. Woo! Jessica went over there and said, I didn't tell you to speak. What's my nickname going to be for Jessica? What's my nickname going to be for Jessica? Oh, you know what? I'm going to call Jessica, stop jiving me, Jessica. Because Jessica tried to jive us all season long. That's an old term, stop jiving me. That's what old people say. Stop jiving me. I'm going to call Jessica, stop jiving me, Jessica. Because Jessica been trying to lie to us all season long. And we know Jessica ain't even interested in Maria except for pulling that puppet string. So stop jiving me, Jessica. She was mad. She told Maria, I didn't tell you to speak. You need to be quiet. Tommy's over there telling Quinton, in it to win it, Quinton, why do you like Katarina? Is it because she came in too late? He says, yeah, that was it. Plus, you know, I just had too many women. No, he didn't need to chase no other women because he had a ride or die in Janelle. He had Janelle hooked. He didn't need to spread himself thin. Plus, in it to win it, Quinton told us in the very beginning. In it to win it, Quinton told us his whole playbook. First of all, he said, there's no women here I'm really interested in. He said it right from the beginning. He said he's very competitive. He said it right from the beginning. And what he said was in his last relationship, he locks in fast and he loses himself in the relationship. If y'all remember, in it to win it, Quinton said he really wasn't interested in any women. He said that he's very competitive, and he says that he locks in fast on women and that in relationships he loses himself. Because let me tell you, to be a big old guy like Quinton, he absolutely lost himself. We have to look through the bosom of Janelle to even find Quinton. Where the hell is Quinton? Is he trapped down there in the bosom of Janelle? Because we don't even know who Quinton is. Quinton is just here to win. He just wanted to say he won, like he said, in it to win it, Quinton. And then we went over to this toxic conversation between a red flag, Red. I was calling him that earlier. I'm going to stick with that name for him. He started having a toxic conversation with Red Flag Red and the unhealed Unique. When I was calling Unique unhealed early in the season, everybody got on me. I sure hope people see it now. Unhealed Unique, she's combative. Unhealed Unique likes to argue. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm going to think what I think. And unhealed Unique is unhealed and she likes to argue. The way she tried to twist it around that she wasn't calling a Red Flag Red a thought job or whatever. I was like, girl, get out of here. Get out of here. And that whole little thing about like he was trying to track her down and he was calling me or texting me. And he said, yeah, I did text you. I DM'd you and I text you. She acted like he was hunting her down. He wasn't hunting her down. Unique needs some healing. Unique needs a lot of healing. Unique said that she has a history of ignoring red flags. Well, let me tell you what you have another history of, Unique. You got another history of going to all the other extreme. So now what you done do is you gone from ignoring red flags to darn near attacking people who have red flags. I agree that Red got some red flags. I do agree. But that don't mean you got to attack them. Learn how to walk away. Learn how to walk away. There is a middle ground between ignoring the red flags, but then constantly confronting and being combative to someone about the red flags. Unique had no business whatsoever getting in this type of heated exchange with Red Flag Red. She had no business doing it. And you mean to tell me this is all over because she had a friend who said some rumor about how he interacts with his child? Really? You bringing this much heat on Red Flag Red because of what somebody you knew said about Red of how he treats his son? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think unhealed Unique is triggered. She's triggered. Red Flag Red triggered something in her from her past. And now she's treating Red Flag Red like whoever that man was that really did it to her back in the day. That's what she's really doing. Because Red Flag Red don't deserve all the heat Unique is bringing. And her heat is ridiculous, to be honest with you. Even Red Flag Red said we got the same job. So if I got a thought job, you got a thought too. And then she said, well, I'm not a thought. What are we talking about, Unhealed Unique? Are we talking about the job or the person? Because if your job is similar to Red Flag Red and you called your job a thought job, then I guess your job is a thought job too. And she offended Tommy. Tommy even had to say, well, what is a thought job? And do I got one too? Yeah, you got one, Tommy. You will be considered having a thought job, because she just said personal trainers, DJs, and comedians all got thought jobs, which means, yes, Tommy, she sat there and offended you too and told you got a thought job too. Then she backed off and was like, dang, I didn't know that my comment would offend the biggest comedian in town. That's gaslighting. That is gaslighting. So first of all, now all of a sudden he should overlook it because he's a comedian. Now you're using that against him. I'm telling you, Unhealed Unique, she got a lot of problems. And I'm going to talk about later on with that Marvin stuff, because I called that right too. And yep, I'm going to get up on my stand and I'm going to say it. I told you so about who Unique is. She unhealed. She got problems. She gets triggered. And even in the end, Marvin said, thank you, but no thank you. Even In It to Win It, Quinton had enough of it. He was like, get to it. Just say whatever you're going to say. And next thing we know, the smoking gun is only about the way some rumor about how he interacts with his son. What for? Why are we even talking about this Unhealed Unique? You know why we're talking about it? Because it's unhealed and it's unfinished business. Because if she's really healed, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about none of this. None of it. Unique got so much aggression in her. That's why she want to work it out in the bedroom with Marvin. She got so much aggression she want to be working out. That's why she want to work it out in that sex dungeon with Marvin. Like I told y'all before, Unique is not submissive. Not at all, but she really wants to be. And the only place she figures she's going to be submissive is and when you tie her with some chains and whips in the bedroom. And then maybe she'll put her guard down. Or maybe you get her into submission so strongly she won't have no choice. It's almost like she's going to be in a straitjacket. You ever meet a crazy person, the only way you can calm them down is put them in a straitjacket? That's Unique. Unhealed Unique wants to be in a straitjacket because that's the only place she can get calmed down in. And then Red Flag Red went over there and outed Janelle, and In It to Win It, Quinton, and said, Janelle know where home is. I be talking to her all the time. Quinton looked like this. And Janelle was pissed at Red Flag Red. Janelle was pissed at Red Flag Red that basically said they ain't no real couple. When Red said, I know she's sitting over there with Quinton right now, but me and Janelle go out and she know where home is. He basically outed Janelle and In It to Win It, Quinton. She basically outed him. What's going to be my pet name for Janelle? I guess I'm going to have to call Janelle, maybe I'm going to start calling Janelle Jumping Janelle. Because she do like to jump people. I'm going to call Janelle Jumping Janelle because she tried to jump Katarina. Then they switched back to this little improvisation couple, Stop Jiving Me, Jessica, and Lion Messi Marie. And they try to show us like this was a real love story. Another improvisation. I'm telling y'all, this was one big improvisation class. This is the longest improvisation date I've ever seen. We thought it ended on that one scene episode, whatever. No, this whole season has been an improvisation. And now they went over here to try to sell us on this idea that this is a real love story between Stop Jiving Me, Jessica, and Messi Lion Marie. We ain't believing it. We do not believe it one bit because as we saw, they ain't even kissed. They kissed on the forehead. Even Kira kissed Red Flag Reg on the forehead. That don't mean they together. Then Stop Jiving Me, Jessica tried to make us believe that her and Marie have a whole lot of things in common. And they were like, what's your non-negotiables? And I said to myself, what is it called when you negotiate on your non-negotiables? Because Stop Jiving Me, Jessica said that her non-negotiables were she definitely wants to have kids. And we know the other one was she wants a man of God. And Marie ain't neither one of those. Lion Messi Marie don't even want no kids. And he ain't a man of God. He ain't no man of Jesus Christ. He's a man of the tarot cards, the crystals, the metaphysical, the sage. A good Lord. What is it called when you negotiate on your non-negotiables? And then Messi Lion Marie says the reason why he likes Jessica also is because she's comfortable in her own skin. Well, you ain't comfortable in yours, Lion Marie. That's why you're doing improv the whole season. You not comfortable in your own skin. You comfortable in the skin of the character you playing. That's why you come off so confident. That's the whole character. The whole character is, I want you to come off as a confident person, a confident in their own skill, and just make up the rest so you can feel confident. And we go to a scene, and there go Mario acting. Even when they showed that scene of when he was meeting with his auntie or his cousin, Aquanetta, Nett for short. Even Aquanetta said Jessica ain't nowhere near the type of women that Messi Marie even dates. Woo! She said she ain't nowhere near the type of women that Messi Marie dates. Talking about Stop Jiving Me, Jessica reminds her of Messi Marie's mama. And she said, I want to be a fly on the wall when these two meet. That told you right there it would be explosive. That told you, Aquanetta, Nett for short, told us right then that if Stop Jiving Me, Jessica really met Messi Marie's mama. She said, I would love to be a fly on the wall to watch the showdown. It wasn't no good comparison. I know everybody was trying to turn it into a good comparison, but Aquanetta, Nett for short, it wasn't no good comparison. And then Messi Lion Marie, he pulls out another line in his script. He says, first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes the baby and the baby carriage. Marie, you don't even want no kids. Woo, like I told you, the longest improv date ever. But Tommy got Don't Jive Me, Jessica real good with his questions. I don't know, were they trick questions? Because she sure wasn't prepared for them. Tommy said, when was the first time you started catching feelings for Messi Marie, Don't Jive Me, Jessica? She was like, what? She said, oh, well, I was neutral pretty much the whole time. Messi Marie's face looked like, what? After I done stood up for you this whole season, I done walked the plank for you, I done dumped women for you, and when he asked you when you started catching feelings for me, all you said was, I've been neutral the whole season. Woo! I tell you, Don't Jive Me, Jessica is a mastermind. She's a master puppeteer. She used the hell out of Marie. She said, I was really wavering between my two connections. Wait a minute, you was wavering through your two connections. I thought you said you dumped Chris a long time ago. I thought Messi Marie got on that thing with Crystal XO and was talking about how Chris didn't really have no connections. Oh, and now all of a sudden here you got Jessica on here talking about she was wavering the whole time between, I guess, Chris and Messi Marie. And then I guess Tommy hit Don't Jive Me, Jessica with a little trick question and said, well, what separated Marie from the whole pack? And shoot, Jessica always got a quick word. She always got a quick word. But I guess she's been so used out here having these surrogates talk for her, and now she got to talk for herself. She got a little tie tongue. Her tongue got a little tied because shoot, I guess it was a trick question because Don't Jive Me, Jessica sat up there, couldn't even answer the question. Dang, it was radio silence. What separated him, Don't Jive Me, Jessica? What separated Messi Marie from the pack? Tommy had to rephrase the question. He said, yeah, what made you pick Messi Marie? What made you pick him? She says, oh, well, yeah, I guess I didn't have no options. He was really the only option for me at the end. Woo! Messi Marie, you got used, Messi Marie. You got used. She basically just said, I really didn't have no choice but to choose Messi Marie because he was my only option. Stop jiving me, Jessica. Stop jiving me. But Messi Marie, he stayed in character. He's like, I'm not going to let nothing break my character. I'm going to act the hell out of this role. And he stayed, even though Don't Jive Me, Jessica threw him on the bus. Messi Marie said, I'm staying loyal to my character. And he said, really, I just had this great connection with Don't Jive Me, Jessica. And, there was really no one that could pull me away from her. It was her. They start talking about they in a good space right now. They dating, getting to know each other. And then Sierra in the background was over there talking about she foaming at the mouth. Woo! Sierra said she foaming at the mouth listening to all this bullshit. Tommy was like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're dating? I want to hear more. What do you mean you're dating? He says, I'm gonna check back with you in a year because I want to hear more than you just dating. I want to hear you in a relationship. Tommy, you ain't got to wait a year. All you got to do is wait till when they say after reunion part 2 and they say it's a wrap. It's a wrap, people. You can check back in right then. Because as soon as you check back in right then, it's going to all fall apart. That's when it's all going to fall apart. You ain't got to wait till next year. Just wait until the season wraps, the reunion, and it's going to be over. And Messi Marie talking about, yeah, check on us. Because then you're gonna see us, we're gonna go off, we're gonna be married, we're gonna fall in love, we're gonna get married, and then we're gonna have a White House with a picket fence. Where Mari and Molly? Molly ain't got no white picket fences. Woo! Messy Marie, Molly, and Sierra Leone don't have no white picket fences. Where are my African people? African people, y'all showed up for me the last time. Do y'all got white picket fences in Mali? Send me a picture. Send me a picture if y'all got white picket fences in Mali. What the hell is Marie talking about? White picket fence. Like I tell you, just one long improv date. One long continuous improv. Then we had to move on over to Khabibi. Woo, Khabibi. What's going to be my nickname for Khabibi? We know he acted like a clown all season. We know Khabibi acted like a clown. Hobo the clown. So maybe call him Hobo Khabibi. Hobobo Khabibi. It almost sounds like I'm speaking Arabic. Hobobo Khabibi. That's what I'm calling him. Hobobo Khabibi, short for Hobo the Clown. They showed that scene between him and Sierra when he said, your mama ain't shit. But you know, y'all know what? I don't know if y'all catched it. But I think Hobobo and Khabibi kind of almost outed Sierra. You know what I've been telling? What's going to be my nickname for Sierra? I'm going to call her Secret Sierra because I told y'all all season long, I've been telling you guys, who is Sierra? Sierra hides behind jokes. Sierra hides behind jokes. And let me tell you, I know y'all got at me last time when I told you I watched that other interview with Hobobo Khabibi, and I told you that there is a real deep intellectual side of Hobobo Khabibi, and he brings out that part of him at different times. Times he shows you the clown, sometimes he shows you the more intellectual person, depending on what he thinks of you. And remember, Hobobo Khabibi served time in this whole, he was in the, not secret service, what you call it when you go over to these foreign countries, Iraq, Iran, and you infiltrate these groups, and you got to learn Arabic so you can kind of infiltrate these little terrorist groups or whatever else. That's what Hobobo Khabibi did. And I told you guys that Hobobo Khabibi actually knows how to read people really well. He even said he's a good judge of character. You have to learn how to read people well. And let me tell you why I think Hobobo Khabibi unmasked Sierra. Remember, Sierra was the one who said she had slept with a woman. Remember that. So there's not going to be no shade on no LGBTQ community. But I'm going to tell you something. Sierra was the one who said she had had that experience. No big deal. Lots of people do it nowadays. No big deal. Then Sierra told us when they showed Catch Me a Rich Man, Katarina, it was Sierra who chimed up this episode and said, ooh, Katarina was my favorite. I would date her. She might be joking. She might be laughing. When they re-showed that clip, when Hobobo Khabibi said, your mama ain't shit, I think what Hobobo Khabibi was doing, he was talking to more than about the crawfish. I know they cut that scene up so much to say that it was after Sierra said, hey, I've been eating crawfish since I was 4. And when I would sit with my mama, I didn't know how to really peel the crawfish fast. So I could only eat one. And by the time I peeled my one, my mother would have eaten 20. So she was outpacing me. And I know they said that that's when Hobobo Khabibi said, your mama ain't shit. And that's when Sierra got mad. But now we at this reunion. We're at this reunion. And then next thing you know, Hobobo Khabibi is going off on this tangent talking about sometimes mothers want to put upon you their own endeavors. And it really did seem out of place. People were like, what is he talking about? Saying my mama ain't shit. Talking about a mama putting her endeavors upon me, even when it's not what the child wants. And if y'all remember, one of the things Sierra said when she told us about the experience she had with another woman, she said, but yeah, I don't want another woman, because she said 2 things. One thing she said is, I can't have a baby with another woman. Then she said, I can't bring another woman home to my mama. I don't know if y'all remember that. Go back and watch it. I believe Hobobo and Khabibi, this is going to be my theory, that when Hobobo Khabibi said, your mama ain't shit, and mamas put things on their kids that sometimes is not what the kids want for their life, I think he was referencing more about Ciara's life in general. I don't think it had anything to do with that doggone crawfish, because I'm telling you, Khabibi is a deeper thinker, and his thoughts are not always lucid. They're not always linear. He isn't always to put them together. But I think what Khabibi sensed in Ciara is the same thing I sensed in Ciara, that there is who really is Ciara. I'm not going to make no judgment on him because I really don't care. But I'm going to stick to the fact of, I don't believe we got the real Ciara. I don't. I believe there's a different Ciara, and I don't know who she is. And I think that the jokes are hiding who the real Ciara is. And I think Khabibi was getting to that. Now, is he a whole clown for the way he went about doing things? Yes, he absolutely is. But I do want to point at that part where I actually started to decipher some of the stuff that Khabibi said. Because you do got to listen to Khabibi real carefully. Because if you don't listen to him real carefully, it just comes off as gibberish. Because there's a whole lot of nonsense in what he says. But every once in a while, he says something that's really smart. Even when he was going toe-to-toe with Jumpin' Janelle, he actually handled Janelle really well. Because Jumpin' Janelle likes to get emotional. That's why she can go toe-to-toe with emotional people like Tequila. I'm going to call her Too Hot Tequila. Tequila is too hot. She argues from a point of emotion. But what Khabibi was doing with Jumpin' Janelle was arguing a point when he told her, be objective, talk objectively. What he's telling her is, take all the emotion out, talk objectively, talk about the facts. That's where Khabibi was trying to go with Janelle. And that's why Janelle didn't like it. That's why Janelle got up from Khabibi and walked away. Because what Janelle sensed from Khabibi was that she wasn't going to have no emotional argument like she likes to have with Tequila. She wasn't going to get that way. Because what Khabibi was going to do was he was going to have a different type of fight. Remember, Khabibi don't give a damn about nobody. He don't give a damn about nobody. That's why he said he and Tequila are the yin and the yang. Because Tequila is very emotional. She actually cares deeply about a lot of things and a lot of people. And Khabibi, he don't give a damn. When Khabibi broke out that saxophone, I nearly fell out my chair. That's saying to you, I don't give a damn about you. I'm about to play me some music. Woo! Janelle was storming out. He said, I may go over there to try to talk to her, but if she don't want to talk, so what? I'm going to get right back over here and do what I like to do, and that's play my damn saxophone. Jumpin' Janelle was trying to sit over there and call him, listen, bro, listen, bruh. He was like, what's my name? Say my name. Khabibi says, I can match crazy with crazy, but I'm going to match it with a whole different energy. And Jumpin' Janelle didn't like it. Jumpin' Janelle was at her wit's end with the energy that Khabibi was bringing. She tried to act like she's so above it. No, Jumpin' Janelle ain't above nothing. She's showing up to apartment buildings ready to fight. And all of a sudden now she got to storm off the set with Khabibi. Nah, because she realized that Khabibi was going to hit her with some mind stuff. She wasn't ready for that because Jumpin' Janelle likes to fight from emotion. Even when Jumpin' Janelle say he doesn't take no accountability. Well, he did try to apologize. He said, I apologize for my malefic behavior. But maybe Jumpin' Janelle didn't know what the word malefic meant. So maybe she didn't count it as no apology. But he did say, hey, I'm apologizing for my malefic behavior. He said, I'm trying to apologize for the malefic things that I did. But I think it went over Janelle's head. I don't think Janelle knew what the word malefic was, so she didn't count it as no apology. And even when Jumpin' Janelle stormed off, I didn't see no In It to Win It Quinton following after her. When she was back there needing consoling, In It to Win It Quinton was nowhere to be around. In It to Win It Quinton was nowhere to be around. He's like, my job is done. I was only here to win it. I'm not here to keep continuing this role afterwards. I already won. I made it to the end. I'm done. I'm not putting in no more hard work with Jumpin' Janelle. And Sloth Herbert, unhurried Herbert, had to go on over there and console Jumping Janelle. And Jumping Janelle was over there acting like she's crying. So you mean to tell me it took Khabibi to make Janelle cry? All this fighting all season long, but Khabibi the hobo was the one that made Janelle cry. And you know what? This whole thing about what Khabibi said to Janelle, is it wrong? It's absolutely wrong. And to be honest with y'all, I believe he said it. I do believe he said it. So I absolutely do understand why Jumping Janelle is upset with what he said, because he shouldn't have said it. It was wrong. It was out of place, and he shouldn't have said it. And then he did apologize, but I can see if she says she don't want to accept the apology. I'm cool with that. When someone says something like that to you and you don't want to accept the apology, that's her prerogative. I have no problem with that being her prerogative, because I think Khabibi is rude. I think he's insensitive. I don't think he gives a damn about people's feelings. So I absolutely can't believe that he said that to Janelle. I absolutely can't believe it. One thing, I said a lot about Jumping Janelle this whole season. I have said a lot of things about her, but one thing I haven't really called Jumping Janelle in is a whole lot of lies. I haven't called her in a whole lot of lies necessarily. I really haven't. So there's no reason for me not to believe that Khabibi said those things to Janelle. I don't believe that Janelle is just making it up and lying about it. I don't believe that. Then we went over and we swung back over, still talking about Sex Dungeon Marvin and Unhealed Unique. And I'm going to tell you something. I've come to appreciate Marvin over this season. Of all the people where I might have started in this place and I kind of grew to a better place with them, I've come to a place now that I can respect Marvin. Because what Sex Dungeon Marvin really said is, you know what, whether y'all think I'm weird, kinky, whatever you want to call me, I know I need a woman who's into what I want to do. And what Sex Dungeon Marvin was not willing to do was to do what a lot of these other people did on this show, which was to play a character. He says, I'm not playing no character. I'm going to show up as me, really stand for what I want, what I'm looking for. And if it's not here, I'm going to move on my way. He really did do that. And I actually commend him for that. In a lot of ways, he was one of the only really real persons on the show. Whether you agree with his lifestyle or not, he at least kept it real. And like I said from the very beginning, when Unhealed Unique, the reason why she was attracted to Sex Dungeon Marvin was because she wanted to be dominated in the bedroom. And then we find out, even when Sex Dungeon Marvin said no to Unhealed Unique on this show, Unhealed Unique still went chasing him after the show. I told y'all, during the season, I said Unhealed Unique reminds me of one of those women who's a little bit crazy, and then if you don't want her, she kind of still stalks you. That's what I said. I said that, and I still believe it, because even when she said she found out that Sex Dungeon Marvin had a girlfriend, she still sat on this show and said, Sex Dungeon Marvin wasn't putting me first, and that's what you need to do no matter who else is in the position. Wait a minute. So he told you he had a girlfriend, but what you were willing to do was still be involved with Sex Dungeon Marvin, but you wanted to be first in this little trio. And then she started talking about she went to one of his shows. Then she's like, I like the hot wax therapy. Then he said, yeah, I invite, she did come around and hang out with the group, but he says it wasn't going nowhere because it wasn't going nowhere because when she sat on that little picnic blanket talking about she didn't want to have no kids, Sex Dungeon Marvin was through with her then. But no, she didn't get it. Because she wants to be dominating the bedroom, because I'm telling you, in public, I'm talking about all these representatives of Unique, Unhealed Unique. Remember when Sex Dungeon Marvin said Unique was submissive? And I said, boy, he ain't submissive. She's not submissive. She's not submissive. But she want to be submissive in that bedroom, though. Like she said, she used to 87 regular, and she wanted some premium from Sex Dungeon Marvin. Sex Dungeon Marvin ain't desperate, Unhealed Unique. Just because he got a sex dungeon don't mean he desperate. And he definitely didn't want no Unhealed Unique. He didn't want her at all. And she over here sitting asking him, why? Why didn't you want me? Because he saw you was unhealed. I'm happy Sex Dungeon Marvin met the love of his life and he said he found the one. I'm happy for you. I'm always happy when a person finds their match. And it sounds like he did. So at least maybe one good story came out of this whole season, because it looks like somebody is in a happy relationship, and that's Sex Dungeon Marvin. Then next thing I know, they turning over here to Too Hot Tequila. Too Hot Tequila, and Tequila's over there rocking in her seat. I'm gonna tell you something. Whenever you see a person sitting down and rocking, you better run. You better walk far away, because when they rocking and they hold themselves like this, that means they're trying to contain all the crazy inside. And if they let their hands go or anything happens, they about to burst. Tequila, I'm telling you, she got some problems. I know everybody, when I said it before, that Tequila is ghetto and she got problems. People got mad at me. I don't care. I don't care if you mad at me. This is my YouTube channel. It's where I say my opinion. It's where I say my commentary. Doesn't mean it has to be Tequila's truth. It doesn't. It doesn't have to be Tequila's truth. Tequila don't have to own my words. She don't have to own my words at all. But I'm going to just tell you what I see. And Tequila, she got problems. She got a lot of problems. She sat on here in the very beginning, talking about she learned that the trick to men is a lot of men like a little crazy in them. No, they don't. Tequila, they don't. They don't. That's you telling yourself that, so then you can keep giving yourself the license, the permission to be this way. Because now you're telling yourself men actually like it. They don't like it. No. Tequila needs to take a little bit of ownership. Nobody likes this Tequila. No one. Men don't like it. Women don't like it. Employers don't like it. Family members don't like it. Nobody likes it. So I don't know why she keeps telling herself that lie that men like a little bit of crazy. No, they don't. They may like a little wildness in the bedroom, but that's about it. That's the only place all this energy might be worth anything, is in the bedroom. Because out in the world, where all the rest of us live, most of our life, it's useless. There's no value to it. So I don't know why she thinks people want it. They don't. That's her telling herself that so she can keep being this person. Khabibi said Tequila had excellent balance. Woo! I guess crazy love crazy. Crazy loves crazies. I'm going to go back to one of Lee's saying there's levels. There's levels to dating. I guess there's levels to craziness. And I guess in the Khabibi words and the Tequila worlds, this is balance. Woo! That tells you something right there, that when Khabibi thinks this is balance, Houston, we got a problem. And I don't know why Tequila went off on Phil that bad. Man, she outed him so bad. Next thing we know, now we done figured out, found out that even Phil done had bankruptcies and everything. He said, yeah, what's wrong with that? That was back in 08 and 07. I told y'all, Phil is freestyling. What some people think is an area of caution. Do I know that people filed bankruptcy? Absolutely. Do I know that we went through a bad economy in 07, 08? Absolutely. But what Phil does with all these moments in his life, he brushes them off. No big deal. Freestyling Phil brushes everything off as no big deal. How many careers has Phil had? That's why he can't see anybody else's point of view. Because in freestyling Phil's life, this is par for the course. Just like we said, there's levels to crazy, levels to dating. In freestyling Phil's world, there's levels to instability, career instability. And in freestyling Phil's world, this is a low level. I'm at a low level. I'm a systems analyst now. Isn't that what he told us? Now we find out he used to own a commercial cleaning business. We found that out. We found out that he was chasing hurricanes, claims adjuster as a contractor. He wasn't even employed with a company. One of my viewers is a claims adjuster. I forget her name. She's the one to be schooling me on the profession. And for what she describes, what she does versus what Phil was doing, chasing hurricanes, sounds completely different. If he was doing what my viewer was doing, he'd be stable. But I don't think he was doing that. He was a contractor. He was a gig worker. Then we find out he was Uber driving. He was door dashing. He was doing some other company. Then we find out, what else did Phil do? Now we find out he was in the real estate. Phil has had, we talk about 9 lives of Maury and everybody else. Let's talk about the 9 careers of freestyling Phil. And anytime somebody confronts him on it or says something, he brushes it off. Was it wrong the way Tequila did it? It was wrong. But let me tell you, the way he handled it, the way he brushes things off, he's a freestyler. That's why he likes, like I said, strong, independent women, Because let me tell you, it's what I went back to when I said a lot of men don't want to be the protector and provider and have stay-at-home wives, because that puts a lot of pressure on them. And also what it does to a lot of men, it limits what they can do in their career. When you are the sole provider of a house, you don't have the same freedoms as freestyle and feel. You can't be starting and stopping all these careers and jobs and businesses. You know why? Because if you don't bring in money, the house collapses. This is why freestyle and feel wants a career woman. He wants a hard worker, right? This is why he said, oh, absolutely, I want a strong, independent woman, because he needs that woman so he can continue to be a freestyle and feel. He can continue that if a business goes under, it's no big deal. But through all the motion, I heard Tequila, I heard her biggest complaint. Her biggest complaint is, yeah, I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm out of line. Yeah, I do all these things, but so do a lot of people on this show. That's really Tequila's whole defense. She's not really defending her behavior. If you notice about Tequila, she doesn't defend her behavior. What she constantly does is she points at what other people do. What Phil does. Yeah, I attacked Phil, but Phil attacked me. Yeah, I did this, but he did that. Yeah, I did this to Janelle or said this to Jumpin' Janelle, but look what Jumpin' Janelle. What Tequila was doing was she was pointing out how all season long, there seemed to be some people on this show that got passes. They got to do a lot of things that other people couldn't do. When other people did it, they got talked about. They got put down. They got booted off the show. They got voted off. But when the clan, and we know what the clan is, we know when the alliance between Marie, Jumpin' Janelle, and Don't Jive With Me Jessica get together, they got away with a lot of stuff on this show. A lot of things. A lot of bad behavior, like Tequila was saying. A lot of behavior, but yet they're not reprimanded for it. But Tequila, she says she is. She's talking about a double standard. She got two problems. It's hard to get behind her whole argument about the double standard. Her own behavior is so egregious. It's hard to support Tequila because her own behavior is so egregious. And that's where she loses me. She loses me not in what she's saying in the double standard. She loses me because her behavior is also so sort of, it's the same reason why I can't stand behind Janelle. I can't stand behind Janelle when she talks about don't attack black men, because she attacks so many women on the show. It's hard when she talks about she's standing up here for all black people, all women, when she was one of the biggest perpetrators of women on this show. You can't be my hero and my attacker at the same time. You know, Tequila, just like Jumpin' Janelle, you can't be out here standing up, fighting back with bad behavior, but your bad behavior is just as egregious. That's where she loses me. But they tried to bury it. Janelle said, I ain't got no problem. Janelle tried to calm down, and you saw her puppeteer was sitting right next to her. Did y'all notice? The puppeteer Jessica was sitting right next to Janelle doing this whole exchange with a Tequila. And Jessica was very calm because I told you she's the mastermind. She even looked over at Janelle a couple of times and she said like this. She told Jumpin' Janelle, stand down, dog, stand down. It's almost like Jumpin' Janelle is her pit bull. You ever have a dog and your dog see another dog and you already know your dog has seen that dog, and you kind of yank on your dog's chain just a little bit to say, calm down, Fido, calm down. Don't get out of control. Don't get out of control. Not yet. So Jumpin' Janelle said, you know what? Let bygones be bygones. I don't have no problem. Even Tequila said, that's fine. If there ain't no problem, no problem. We'll leave it alone. Tommy's ready to move on. But right when Tommy's about to ready to move on, guess what mastermind Jessica says to Janelle? Here it is right here. She says to Jessica whispers over into Jumpin' Janelle's mind and says, I bet she clearly tried to fight us. And just when Jumpin' Janelle was calming down, what does mastermind Jessica do? She awakens the bear. She awakens the bear. She reawakens the bear. I'm telling you, this is what a mastermind does. They know your triggers, and all they got to do is whisper it in your ear. And real clearly, Don't Jive Me Jessica whispered over in Jumpin' Janelle's ear, I bet she clearly tried to fight us. And then guess what happened backstage? What does Janelle do? You want to fight me? You want to fight me, Tequila? That little thing that mastermind puppeteer Jessica did, she did just enough that put it in Janelle's mind. And when they went backstage, when Tequila started hyping up again, what did Jumpin' Janelle do? She remembered what the master puppeteer said to her, and she almost repeated the words verbatim. You want to fight me? You want to fight me? Like I told you, I already figured out who Jessica is. The master puppeteer. Messi Mario might have been acting this whole episode, this whole season. But master puppeteer Jessica, she was in control of all these people, all of them, all the way down to the producers. From the producers to Mario to Janelle, master puppeteer Jessica, don't jive me Jessica, was pulling the strings of a lot of these people. A lot of them. Anyway, that's it, y'all. That's it. I know it was a long video. I hope y'all stuck through it. And I guess I'll see you next week for the reunion of part 2. Talk to you later. Bye.